Hi yogis, today I want to show you how to get into wheel pose. A lot of people have asked me some tips and tricks and some warm-ups before you get into wheel. So let's do this breakdown. This is a quick class, just focused on that pose specifically. So let me show you first what wheel looks like, and then I'll show you how to get there, all the warm-ups and the tips and tricks that I have for it. So here I'm going to show you how to get into wheel before. So wheel is this posture here where you have your back that is super arched. You have your legs on the ground, both your heels and your feet, your toes, the full feet is flat. You're pushing away the floor and you're opening your chest. So now let's break it down for you. The first thing that we're gonna do is do a couple of cat and cows. So for this posture, it's so important to have a super warmed up spine. Do a lot of, movements of the spine before, so you don't hurt yourself. You don't hurt your lower back, and also a lot of chest openings and shoulder mobility for this posture. So let's start with some cat and cows. So coming into a tabletop position, inhale, arch your back, look up, and exhale, round your spine, look towards your belly button. Inhale and exhale. Really exaggerating this movement here. Inhale and exhale. You can start moving backwards and forwards with your breath. So as you inhale, arch your back, move back, and then as you exhale, move forward, rounding your spine, looking towards your belly button. Three more rounds of this cat and cow. And then pausing here in the middle, we're going to flip our wrists, our fingertips to face us, tuck in your toes, and just sit towards your heels. We're also warming up our wrists for this posture here. Really sit as much as you can without lifting the palms of your hands. Nice, coming back forward. From here, we're gonna take a couple rounds more of cat and cow. And you can really take any organic movement you would like. Maybe do some circles with your spine in one direction. Maybe you switch directions here. You're like drawing a cylinder with your back. Maybe you do some hip circles towards one direction and then the other direction. Nice. Then you pause here forward and come into puppy pose. So keeping your hips on top of your knees, so you're not moving forward or backwards. We have it in alignment. And then just placing your fingertips forward here, you're gonna drop your chest down. I like to keep my hands into like a cup. I feel like that creates more length in my spine and more mobility in the shoulders. Or you can lower all the way down. You can have your chin or your forehead on the mat. From here, try to bring your hands into a prayer position, maybe bend your elbows behind your back. One more breath. And lengthening your hands forward here. Really staying in this puppy pose for another breath. We're opening the chest. Then coming back up, sitting into a child's pose here. Now moving forward, you're gonna drop your hips down, open your chest and open your shoulders forward. Arching the back and then sitting back into a child's pose. This is one of my favorite movements. If you've practiced with me before, I usually always do this in my flows. It just feels so good in the spine. And this is a great prep for wheel. So you're just arching your back, shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale, round the spine, come back into this child's pose. Inhale forward, drop your pelvis down, open your chest, and then drop it down. 3 more, just like that. On your own rhythm with your own breath. And last one, dropping, make it the deepest one yet. Maybe you can even touch your head on your toes. And then just bringing your butt back to your heels, coming to a child's pose. From here, we're gonna come into a plank pose. So here, we're starting to create some strength and in your back, in your core, which protects your lower back. And we're just gonna dip from side to side for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, coming into a downward facing dog. Your hips come all the way up. Take a moment here and breathe. Maybe you bend your knees a little bit, pushing your chest towards the mat, opening the chest. And then stepping your feet as wide as the mat. Placing your right hand on your left calf and opening and twisting towards the left. Take a deep inhale. And then switching sides, placing your left hand on your right calf and opening towards the right. Inhale back to center. Shifting your weight forward, lowering all the way down onto your bellies. And then placing your hands next to your rib cage. Inhale here, and then just peel your chest off the mat. Push as much as you can. Coming maybe into seal, full cobra. Dropping your head back. And lowering your spine all the way down. We're going to take a couple of rounds here. Exhale down. And then inhale, really peeling the chest off the mat. Pushing the floor away. Creating more space. 2 more. And last one, really peeling all the way up. Shoulders away from the ears. Hold, hold, hold. And lower all the way down. Take a moment here and breathe. Now bending, you can place your right hand on like parallel to the mat. And you're just gonna grab your left foot, pressing it closer towards the mat here. We're also stretching our thighs. We have to do some hip opening as well for a wheel. So you can either, wherever you are, if you're here, that's okay. Just holding it closer towards the floor. There you go. Then releasing that leg, switching sides, placing your left hand parallel to the mat, grabbing the right foot, and pulling it closer towards the mat. Release that leg all the way down, and then press yourself back into a plank and a downward facing dog. Nice. From here, we're gonna come onto our knees, keeping your toes tucked in. You're gonna lift your hips all the way up. And we're gonna grab with the left hand, the left ankle here. And then you're just gonna draw a circle with this right arm. So you're gonna sit and then lengthen your spine, open your chest and sit. Open it, take some big circles with this arm. We're also warming up and creating more space in the shoulders. So more than a back bend, think of chest opening. There you go. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Now doing the other side, sit first for a moment. Maybe place your head on your knees and lift. Grab your heels and lift your bum all the way up. Now lowering again, sitting on your heels, toes tucked in. Come up with your hips. Grab your right ankle this time, and then take some circles with this hand, lowering the hip. And as you lift your hips up, you draw a big circle with the left arm. Then you sit back. Your gaze is a little bit towards the right or forward, whatever is better for you. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Sitting all the way down, placing your head on your knees one more time. Grab your heels and lift those hips all the way up. Now untucking the toes, coming all the way up. From here, you're going to scoop forward. And if you have any knee pain or anything like that, try to maybe place a block in between. You can sit on a block or maybe place a pillow in between your legs here. But if you don't have any knee pain, try to sit in the middle of your feet. And then from here, grab your feet with your hands, your fingers facing your heels. And then slowly lower onto your forearms. And then you can scoop your butt a little bit more forward, tucking in the tailbone. And you can try to lower all the way down here. We're opening our hip flexors here, which really helps with wheel as well. So a lot of people think that wheel is all about back flexibility, but it's a lot of legs and a lot of chest, mostly chest, but you also need those legs. So just staying here for a moment. You can stay wherever you are. If you're here, this is perfect. If you are here, just listen to your body. And then slowly coming back up. Nice. Now sitting on, laying all the way down on your mat. We're gonna take a couple of rounds of bridge pose here. So make sure that your feet are super close to your butt, maybe like finger distance apart. And then from here, peel your glutes off the mat. And then lower all the way down. We're gonna take 5 rounds of this. Very slow, just lifting, feeling that strength and those glutes really squeeze in. You're engaging all of your legs, your glutes, your lower back, and then lower down. 3 more. Lifting all the way up as high as you can, and then lower down. 2 more. Lifting all the way up and lower down. And last one, lifting all the way up. Hold it, hold it, hold it, and then lower down. This time we're gonna lift all the way up and interlace our hands behind our back. So lifting here, hug in your elbows behind your back here. So you open your chest, and then you interlace your fingers behind your back, and you hold here. Really lift a little higher, maybe pushing through the heels. And breathe here for 3 full breaths. One more. And then exhale, lower all the way down. Hug your knees onto your chest. Come into a little ball. And now we're ready to come into wheel. So if you haven't done wheel before, I recommend you first stop and pause in your head, and then you can try to really push through the arms. So how we're gonna do it? First, your fingers have to be facing your feet. So you're gonna invert, not like this, like this. Your fingers are really facing towards your feet, right? And then here, your feet are super close to your glutes. First, I want you to just come into this bridge that we did before. From here, you're just gonna push through your hands super strong and pause in your head. So just lifting and pausing here. You can stay here. This is a great place to start wheel. And then if you feel strong enough, you can try to push all the way up through the arms. Maybe even walk your feet closer towards you. And here you go, your wheel. You see how I'm pushing forward. So I'm not collapsing here. I'm keeping my hands super straight, opening my chest. You might feel some tightness in your abdominal muscles here. This is creating length, creating space. So it's a great thing. And just open your chest, push forward. Maybe you can even try to lengthen your legs here. You can keep it bent. Take one more breath and then lower down slowly. We're gonna take 2 more rounds of wheel, or wherever you are. If you are in the part where you just put your head on the mat, just try to keep that posture and you engaging your glutes and opening the chest. So wherever you are, if you're here, just here, this is great as well. You're just engaging, you're trying to lift your chest a little more. And then if you can, lift the head, put your head down and stay here. This is great. And if you can, come all the way up, press it all the way up. And just breathe, pressing your chest forward here. We want to have our arms passing our head. So we want our armpits all the way forward. One more breath and exhale all the way down. Nice. Take a moment here and let's come up one more time. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, lift all the way up. Hold it for 3 breaths. And exhale, lower all the way down. Hug your knees onto your chest. Side to massage. Rock side to massage your back. And then coming into a child's pose, grab your feet, bringing your knees closer to your armpits. And coming into a comfortable seat whenever you're ready. I hope you enjoyed this little breakdown of wheel and you've learned something. Let me know in the comments how it went. And if you'd like more of these breakdown, which poses you'd like me to break down for you and help you achieve your goals.